Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to Dr. Nitin and to all my friends. Today we will present about international trade activities. So before we go to the explanation, we will introduce ourselves. So first, my name is Muhammad Ammar Husaini bin Jamalullail.
My name is Nurzaidi Binti Ikram.
My name is Muhammad Fakhri bin Muhammad Fadzli.
My name is Muhammad Haziq Hilmi bin Ahmad.
My name is Muhammad Nurzaidi bin Zelan.
Okay, next we go to the overview about this presentation. Overview. So first we have an introduction, company's background, recent issues of Starbucks, type of international trade theory that the company apply in their organization, advantage and disadvantage of the chosen trade theory, the importance of international business activities, and lastly conclusion. So these are all topic we will explain to all of you. So first, about what is international trade theory. International trade theories are simply different theories to explain international trade. Trade is the concept of exchanging goods and services between two people or entities. International trade is the concept of this exchange between people or entities in two different countries. So next is about the type of international trade theory. We have type of international trade theory. So one of them is mercantilism. So mercantilism, this theory refers to belief in the benefit of profitable trade. It was a theory of trade between the 1500s and 1700s. This theory focuses on wealth in the form of gold or silver. It is intended to encourage export and discourage import. Next is absolute advantage. This theory existed in the 177th century. This theory focuses on the production of goods, that is exporting goods out of the country efficiently. So next trade theory is comparative advantage. This is absolute advantage. Comparative advantage sees an advantage to the two countries involved. This theory was discovered by David Ricardo in 1870. Next is Hacker-Ohlin theory. This theory was founded by two economists, Eli Heckscher and Bertil Ohlin. Hence, this theory is called Heckscher-Ohlin. This theory introduces the idea of pricing because states produce and export goods that require abundant factor resources and imports goods. And next is product life cycle theory. In the realm of marketing, Raymond Vennon proposed the concept of utilizing a product life cycle to explain worldwide trade trends in 1970s. In this theory, if the demand for a freshly manufactured product increase. So next type of theory, new trade theory. This idea raises the cost of entering the market. Profit from this specialization has the potential to boost the country's economic scale. According to new trade theories, the tremendous economies of scale and network effects that may arise in important business are key variable in influencing the structure of international commerce. So lastly is national competitive advantage theory. The fundamental idea underlying this theory is to offer an idea of the percentage of holding factors. This thesis proposed by Marshall Porter in the 1990s proposed that the success of any corporation in international commerce is dependent on the industry ability to be scalable and inventive. So we go to the next presenter.
Okay, thank you, Ammar. Okay, next slide is we go to the background of the country. So company that we choose is Starbucks. So we go to a little bit of company background. So Starbucks Corporation is an American coffee and coffee house chain headquarters in Seattle, Washington. It began as a single model store in 1971 and grew up to become a coffee giant by the millennium end. Starbucks has sparked a coffee revolution in the US and around the world. Within a few years, they went from a little coffee shop to a multi-million dollar industry player by purchasing only the best coffee available and offering customers with an unrivaled shopping experience. Starbucks now leads to especially coffee sector with over 12,000 locations in more than 35 countries. Next slide. Next slide, we go to the recent issue that Starbucks faced. First, Starbucks' main difficulty is the current global financial crisis, which has forced the company to close many branches around the world. The issue lasts from year to year until 2020. It's the worst year for all companies, especially the coffee industry. As we know, the world in 2020 is hit by a virus pandemic that has caused several sectors of the company to collapse, and Starbucks is the affected company. Next issue is competitor are another issue Starbucks is facing. There are various coffee shops across the world, so being able to stand out in order to create consumer is critical. In the United States, their primary competitor are Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, and Nestle, while in the United Kingdom, their biggest competitor are Costa Coffee. Next issue is government policy. For example, if an employee wants to stay out on the job, every employee must receive a full COVID-19 vaccine injection and take a weekly COVID test. As a result, employees who disagree with the government guideline had to be fired by the Starbucks Corporation. So Starbucks had to suffer the burn of the lost closure of several Starbucks locations according to a labor shortage. Next slide is about the trade theory. Based on my research, Starbucks use two types of trade theory. First is new trade theory and second is national competitive advantage theory. The new trade theory explained this notion was applied by the Starbucks Corporation when it first opened in the United States. Starbucks became the first coffee-based water firm to attract customers and make the coffee sector famous and competitive just a few months later. Starbucks was the first corporation in the United States to pioneer the usage of coffee and transform the way of coffee is consumed in numerous forms. Thus, Starbucks' initial goal in employing the new trade theory is to demonstrate results when it achieves the premise of new trade theory, which is to grow economic scale and government. As a result, this theory clearly demonstrates that a good strategy indirect expand the market economy and provide profit for business and government. So the next theory is national competitive advantage is the next theory that adopted by Starbucks. This theory states that industry performance and ability to compete with other industry is depend on the industry itself. Here, the Starbucks Corporation must consider a variety of aspects, including the supporting industry and approach employee. According to the theory, is the proper and successful business. Starbucks combines innovative concept with large sum of money to make its company famous in the United States and outside of the country. The government has also added into favorable promotion of the coffee sector. So this effect is made to ensure the customer are happy when they purchase a cup of coffee. Okay, thank you. I give to the next presenter.
Okay, this is advantage of new trade theory of Starbucks. So the advantage is first mover advantage. So this advantage is suggest to a country dominate in the export of something because it has one or more firm among the first to produce the goods. The benefit was from increased returns. So when it's a first firm that has advantage of being the first film and it can be produced can become the dominant firm in the market. So it's mean they can be leading firm that will help the business to maintain their goods or product. So because of the first film, it's had a gain large company or scale up, and it's very meaningful for a business. That's why then when have a new film, they cannot be compete with the existing film because they are large scale. So, for example, Starbucks in 1971, making the company a leader in the national coffee producing industry. So, the first film took revolution approach to coffee compete in the US, and made their business speed determined in the coffee industry. So their success and become a well-known company and has grown its company with their product and has achieved their objective. So next slide is next slide. Next slide is disadvantage of new trade theories Starbucks. So this disadvantage was the growth of globalization. This when the company that already had a stable company position, they will continue grow. But when they had another new developing company or firm, it will be difficult to develop their industry because they have just set uh, in the industry to the company scale of the industry world. So this is due to the existing economies of scale of mature firms rate than the inherent competitive advantage. So, for example, Starbucks has always focused on expanding national profit, and as a result, new Starbucks cluster store are opening in a key aggressive market location around the world. Starbucks use and implement the following tactic for international expansion and profit maximization. So next, I pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Izzati. Uh, I will present about advantage of national competitive advantage theory Starbucks. What distinguish an entity's good or service from all other options available to a customer? While the phrase is often associated with a corporation, the technique can be applied to any organization or individual operating in a competitive environment. Starbucks is always focused and prefer to service especially consume consumer over competitor. Starbucks has a number of crucial and unique characteristics for serving segment customers. Starbucks operates in a competitive and profitable industry. For example, Starbucks competitor is Coca-Cola. It had to focus on new strategies to meet customer needs and business structure, as well as Starbucks strategy of focusing on improvement for the targeted customer. The next is disadvantage of national competitive of advantage theory Starbucks. In business, competition reduce a company's market share and limit its accessible client base, especially when demand is restricted. A competitive market may also compel lower pricing in order to remain competitive, reducing profit margin on each sale or service. If Starbucks obtain an extra stock of goods, for example, the storage portion of the item will be full, causing the store goods to be destroyed. Starbucks would have gained and had to incur high loss as a result of this. Next, I will give to the next presenter, Haziq.
So we go to the next slide, which is the importance of international business. The first one is create a better brand image, which is everyone wants to expand their market share and to sell more and more products. The importance of the international business lies in the fact that you get a new market to enter and to expand in. No matter what was your position in the old market, the new market is a new playing field for any company. So when you enter the new market, you will create a better brand image for your company. And then the second one is purchasing power. One last reason for the importance of doing international business is the purchasing power rising in target market. So the best example of this is Dubai, which is a country has grown exponentially in the last several years, and today it's a huge tourist market. So the purchasing power in Dubai is a great, and you will find showrooms of all top brands in Dubai market. That is, there is purchasing power of customer in the market. It makes logical sense that the brands will target that market as well. And the last important is increasing profit. So many times there is a cost advantage of exporting products to a different country. This cost advantage is apparent in the way China is operating in today's business environment. The benefits of international business are huge to Chinese companies because their cost of production is very low. And one of the major contributors is their low labor cost, due to which Chinese equipment are able to match any rate in the international market. And that one will be some type of source that will increase our profit. And then we go to the last slide, which is the conclusion. And as to conclude, Starbucks was able to use the chance to establish itself as a model for new and existing businesses to compete in a healthy manner. And also this demonstrates that international trade benefits a wide range of stakeholders, and including the government. Also, Starbucks must devise ways to ensure that the Starbucks brand remains relevant in the global marketplace. And last but not least, Starbucks can use web advertising to entice customers, advise customers by offering new menus and offers. So the last word for me and from my friend, thank you to Dr. Nurzaidi Ajani for giving the chance for us to present this topic. And that's all from us, and thank you very much.